Hey guys, how's it going? It's Tim. I'm doing this video all by myself this time because I'm finally going to do my gear video. So just going to do a quick rundown of what guitars and electronics that I use when I'm at home, and we'll go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start newest to oldest for the guitars that I have. So first one is a Schecter Banshee. I just got this back in April, and it's been on a few of our videos so far. This one, it was kind of interesting because Jake gave me a lead on it. It was down at our local guitar center. And yeah, I just went down and got it because after playing it a little bit, like any good guitar player should, you should always try the guitars before you just jump into buying them, of course. But yeah, this one, the minute I started playing it, it was like almost like this guitar was made for me. I don't know, I just fell in love with it immediately. So yeah, I've had this guitar for a couple months. I want to say this one was made in 2018, 2019, perhaps. I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, that one's been really good to me so far, and I really enjoy playing on it. The ebony fretboard, really nice, really easy to play on. Um, it's got the Roman numeral inlays, and it's about the reddest guitar I've ever seen in my life. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. The next one is one that I purchased from Jake about 4 or 5 years ago. This is a 2000 Gibson Les Paul Studio. This one, it's pretty much been my workhorse guitar ever since I got it. It's just, what can I say? It's a Les Paul. It's great. I love the way it sounds. The looks of it is really nice too. I love the green finish on it, and that's kind of what really made me want to get it from Jake. Love the gold hardware on it. It plays really good. Sounds real good. I don't know. I mean, if you played a Les Paul, you know what I'm talking about. Enough said on that one. It's just a really good workhorse guitar. Next, I will go into the other workhorse guitar that I have and the only bass that I own. It's a Squier 5-string jazz bass. Bought this one on a whim just because I really needed it in order to record stuff. It was only a couple $100, and I bought it just before COVID hit. It was, I don't know, like I bought the jazz because I could have gotten a precision bass or something, but mostly I wanted something 5-string so I could have some versatility out of it. And, I mean, it's a Squier. It's not anything super special. It's just, it gets the job done. And since my primary instrument is guitar, I just figured, well, it's a bass. It'll do what it needs to do for me. So, and it has. Love the thundering sound on it. All right, so next after that, this is one, there's kind of a funny story behind this next one. Years ago, I had a white Ibanez GAX-70, and I gave it to Jake years ago, and then, he didn't have it after a while, so he gave this guitar to me as like a trade a number of years later, but I don't know, I think I got the better end of the deal on this one. It's Alan Eden. I believe it's called yeah, I can't remember the name on this one. It's like yeah, it's basically a year, 79 or 84 is what the model is called. But I don't know, like it's really good playing guitar. I love the maple neck on it, or maple fretboard that is. And I don't know, like this thing just sounds and plays a lot more incredibly than you would think. Looks like it's got like a 5-piece neck through. Oh, it's a 7. Yeah, it's a 7-piece actually. Now that I'm looking at it, Jake has done some modifications on it. Looks like it's got an Epiphone pickup in it.
Yeah, so I changed the pickups. I think the one that's in the bridge is the stock one from my Explorer. I basically just threw some parts in it for what I had laying around, and then the neck pickup is an Epiphone pickup. Pretty sure it's from a Les Paul, but I'm not sure. Some shit that Tim's friend gave him. Yeah, the switch I switched out because it was just broken. I think that's the one that came out of my Dean, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. And if you look close, there's not even screws holding this pickup in, because fuck it, it doesn't move. And it was at a good enough height, so I just said screw it. I'm gonna give you back to Tim.
Okay, so the final guitar I'm going to go over is the one I've had the longest. Every one of the other four that I've had, that I've shown you already, I've had for about, I would say maybe 3 to 6 years. This one I've had for almost 20 years, and this is a 2000 Ibanez S470. Bought this back in 2007. Kind of a long story on this one. My very first guitar was just some cheap acoustic guitar that I got for Christmas, and I traded that in to get an Yamaha, more or less a Yamaha Pacifica. So I traded that one in to get a Les Paul Ultra when those came out, or I'm sorry, it was an Epiphone Les Paul Ultra when those came out, and I wasn't really too into that guitar, but I saw this sitting at our local guitar center back in '07. It was just screaming at me. Mostly because it was purple. I hate to be like that, but the biggest reason I bought it was because it was purple. Same thing as the Banshee, though. I picked it up and I fell in love with it right away, and couldn't say no to it. So this guitar has been played and played and played. Basically, I would say about 80% of what I know on guitar, I learned on this particular guitar. So, and you can see, like, you can kind of see it there. A lot of pitting on the frets. So this one, it's been used. Yeah, so that guitar has been pretty much the workhorse for me over the time I've been playing, and I learned an awful lot on it. Not only about guitar, but also playing and also electronics. Speaking of which, Jake's done an awful lot of work on this guitar aside from numerous setups. But the biggest thing that I wanted to point out on this guitar, as it sits right now, it does not have the original stock tremolo system on it. It's got a Jackson Floyd Rose license on it. Jake put that on there. It was actually off of another guitar he had. It was a pink Jackson. It was a pink Jackson Dinky. So we took it off of that and put it on this guitar. And then we have a Duncan designed detonator for the bridge pickup, which sounds, in my opinion, on this guitar, it really sounds awesome because the stock INFs and the DiMarzio that I had put on it years ago, it just didn't do it justice. So wanted something a little hotter, so we put that on there. It does have the stock middle pickup on it, the single coil, which, I mean, honestly, I thought it sounded great as it was, so I never really replaced it with anything. But really where this guitar shines is between the bridge and the middle pickup on this guitar. The bridge is a Jazz, and I don't know, like those two pickups are just amazing together. Like the lead tone you can get out of it, I love it. Yeah, Jake did the work on the two outer pickups on it. But yep, that's the 5 guitars that I have right now in my arsenal. I always spend time and give time to each one of them, so that way, you know, not one of them isn't getting played. And I've used every single one of these on our videos too, so just for tonal variety and whatnot. When I'm practicing at home and working on the videos, I'm practicing through this amp right here. It's a Fender FM212 solid state, and I believe it's got 120 watt. It's a modeling amp more or less. It's got a bunch of different settings on the amp type dial, anywhere from a basic tweed Fender amp all the way up to a heavy metal setting. And you know, it's got the basic 3-band EQ, different effects types on here. It's got delay, and reverb, chorus, and so on, and you can dial in, you know, somewhere in between, so you can get a few different effects on it, and I use it an awful lot just to kind of thicken the tone. And then of course the second channel, the guy at the Guitar Center, when I bought this, he messed up. He was supposed to give me a foot switch for it, and he didn't, so I don't currently have one for it, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it serves the purpose that I need for it. So yeah, I mean, and it sounds really cool, and you guys are gonna hear that in a little bit. So, but also beyond that, I do have a few pedals. I don't, kind of like we said earlier, I'm not huge into the gear, but you know, I kind of keep it simple and effective. So I do have a Dunlop wah. So this is something that I don't use that often, and I'm kind of learning how to get better using, is the wah pedal. I spent many years not playing through a wah, and it's kind of recent that I've been kind of getting a little better and a little bit more appreciative of using it. So that's kind of the newest one I've gotten. The Boss Super Overdrive. Some people, I've seen a lot of videos where people kind of downplay this one or say it's kind of meh or mid. Honestly, I really like the kind of overdrive you get off of it. It has like a little bit more harshness to it than like say your Ibanez Tube Screamer or your Blues Driver. But I really like that out of this, and for the kind of music that I play, and especially for a lead tone, you can really dial in a really good lead tone off of this. So yeah, I mean, I'm a believer in it, and I really think it's something that everybody should at least try. So, but that's my boost pedal, and then I also have this is just a Guitar Center proprietary chorus pedal. It was dirt cheap, but it's very subtle for a chorus. You can turn it up quite high, and it doesn't like oversaturate the sound with the chorus and the sweepiness of it. But I don't know. I mean, it works, and I use it every now and again. I mean, since I got this modeling amp, I really don't have as much of a use for it, and especially too, like just working in the DAW, I really don't need this pedal as much. But it's just fun to mess with every now and again. But I think one of the coolest ones that I have is another one that Jake gave me. This TC Electronics Sky Surfer. It's probably one of the most dynamic reverb pedals I've ever played through. I don't know. I really love it, and especially like if you really want to get crazy and put it through the front of the amp, it's extremely dynamic. So I don't know. Like this, I really recommend too. So I mean, all four of those pedals together. That's how I kind of use for my practice tone. That's kind of what I use. Specifically these two, and for the most part. But again, I'll put these two in every now and again just to kind of get a certain sound that I wouldn't get otherwise. So, but yeah, that's pretty much aside from the DAW that I use, this is my rig in its entirety. So simple but effective. Yeah, I recommend every piece of this equipment. It's served me well. So if any of you are interested, you guys should totally check it out on Reverb or on Guitar Center and look into getting some of this stuff. Alright guys, I'm going to run through the guitars that I have and kind of show you what they sound like on the distorted and the clean channel so that way you guys can get an idea of what each one sounds like. So here we go, here's the Banshee on clean. Okay, so probably right now, that one was a lot of fun, the Banshee, but this one's probably my favorite one, the Les Paul Studio. A lot of fun. Now for the one that's probably going to surprise all of you. This one actually sounds really good for a brand that I've never heard of, but yeah, the Alan Eden. Alright guys, so this one is the final one. Just want to put it out there right away that this one probably won't sound the greatest simply because the frets are really pitted, and like when I play around the second fret or so, it's just going to be a little off, but I'm going to really highlight what I spoke about in the beginning here about the pickups, these two pickups activated here, so just so you can kind of see what all the hype was when I was talking earlier. Pure glass, I love it. And then where this one really shines too is on the detonator. It's yeah, that's what all the hype was about on those two pickups. I mean, just these two. I mean, if I real quick, I'll kind of show you guys what it sounds like just each one individually. This would be the neck one on its own. So it's got some good beef to it, and it sounds really good in my opinion. But I mean, here's the single coil on its own. So I mean, you can can kind of tell where the glassiness comes from. To me, I don't know. I mean, it sounds like they're a little out of phase, but I think that's where the magic happens when you put them on together. So thanks guys, that's a rundown of my rig and my guitars and stuff that I use. So hope you guys enjoyed that, and we'll see you guys in the next video that should be coming up anytime this week. So have a good week.